8:17 now, and a bill that defines the rights of passengers stuck on airplanes has cleared the Senate Commerce Committee now. The measure included in the FAA reauthorization bill and is being fought by air carriers, though, who say it will likely lead to more delays, more cancellations, and maybe more costs for customers. But our next guest says there's no excuse for airlines to keep passengers stuck on the ground for hours at a time. Hanni has firsthand experience. She became an activist on this issue after sitting on the tarmac for 9 hours. She is the founder of FlyersRights.org and joins us now. I'm guessing during that 9 hours you had a lot of time to think about a lot of ways to make the situation better.
Absolutely. A lot of time to think about the toilets overflowing, no food, babies screaming, no water, and how on earth the United States got to a place where they can hold you on aircraft indefinitely and there's no law that says they have to ever let you off or that they have to provide you with anything. And imagine being stuck in a middle seat for 13 hours on an MD-80 with no resources. Your phone dies, you can't communicate with the outside world, and you're literally being treated like cargo, not like human beings.
So you've helped to lead this fight to get this into the Senate, which
yes.
It passed a committee as part of a Flyers Bill of Rights. What's included in this Bill of Rights? What would make, if this passes, things easier for passengers?
Well, that's the really good news. When I got the bill, there's actually more than just our language in it for passengers. Our language, which says they have to give you optional deplanement at 3 hours, is in there, and essential needs. The whole time you're on the tarmac, you'll have access to water, food, hygienic toilets, trash receptacles being emptied, and temperature control inside the airplane. So they can't turn the engine off and let you sit there and sweat. The other things that were added to the bill that were a really positive surprise for passengers are, all those fees for blankets, pillows, aisle seat, window seat, anything they can think of, they've unbundled. All those fees will be mandated to be posted now when you buy your ticket. So you'll know exactly what the fare is and the unbundled fees. If it's a chronically delayed or canceled flight, that will be noted at the point of purchase so that you'll know if my flight is canceled 30% or more of the time, that they have to tell you. If it's a chronically delayed flight of 40% more of the time, they have to tell you that. There's going to be an advisory committee created specifically for consumer issues and airline passengers' rights. I hope I end up being the chairman of that advisory committee. This will be an appointed position with the DOT, and it's a big bill. We've got a lot of rights in that bill. It's not a law yet. We need people to call their congressmen and fight for this, but we're as close as we've ever been.
I think everybody has their own story about being stuck on a plane. I know I fell asleep on the tarmac at JFK, woke up an hour and a half later, thought I was halfway to my destination, only to see the baggage truck still moving and I hadn't left the ground yet. So, we've all been there. And the argument for passengers is, of course, we don't want to be inconvenienced. The airlines now, though, saying if they're forced to do this by law, you run the risk of having flights canceled. You have the risk of, they're going as far as saying, it may push people to take off in bad weather just to get off the ground so they don't have to follow this legislation. How do you counter those claims?
Well, they're not true. They're just simply not true. First of all, no pilot's going to be able to take off unless he's cleared by air traffic control to do so, and there's not lightning within a certain vicinity. So it's not going to compel a pilot to do something unsafe. If the airlines are really committed to safety, it just won't happen. Secondly, and this is the biggest myth, if you're stuck out on a taxiway, there are buses that can go out and get people off the plane. So not everyone will have to get off the plane. It's optional. They can take you back to the terminal. And if you've missed a funeral or missed a wedding or missed a business meeting or not connected to your cruise on time because they've decided to warehouse you on the tarmac, you can go home, instead of being stuck and being held hostage by this airline.
All right. Well, this is attached to a must-pass, so we'll see if this does indeed make it through in some form. For your benefit, hopefully it doesn't take too much out, but, we know how Congress works, and it will get debated, I'm sure. Hanni, thanks for joining us this morning.
And don't forget to send people to Flyers Rights. That's right.
It's on the website, myfoxdc.com as well. Al?